Hey there, I'm Hallie, and we are coming on the air tonight with the newest update from the National Hurricane Center on Idalia. In just the last few minutes, literally the last 2 minutes, getting declared a Category 2 hurricane. That is not unexpected. We are also seeing a slight shift in the track a little further west and an uptick in those super dangerous wind speeds, now pushing 100 miles an hour. That's expected to get even stronger as Idalia is set to make landfall first thing tomorrow morning as a major Category 3 storm. This thing hasn't even hit land yet, but its outer bands are already dropping a ton of rain on the coast. Look at Fort Myers. Streets there already looking like rivers. The wind is whipping through palm trees in the Florida Keys. You see that shot? That's only going to get more intense as this storm gets stronger and closer, with people getting ready, especially in the so-called Big Bend. That's the Gulf Coast from just south of Tallahassee down toward Tampa. It's a spot that really has never seen a major hurricane before, let alone a Category 3, in what is now, as the governor says, a race against the clock.
You can go stay with friends, family. I know there's deals on hotels. You still have time to do that if you're in this Big Bend area, but time is running out very, very rapidly.
It is serious. We are just hours away, with people in more than 24 counties being told to get out or get ready to get out. Tens of thousands of linemen standing by for all but inevitable power outages. The National Guard ready, along with 700-plus road workers. All 8 of the state's search and rescue teams activated, along with 250 Starlink internet boxes to try and keep people online, and 1 million gallons of gas stockpiled in case things get messy at gas stations. It's not just Florida holding its breath. We are now seeing Georgia and both Carolinas declaring states of emergency, with Hurricane Idalia eyeing multiple targets. I want to bring in our team covering this. NBC News meteorologist Bill Karins, along with Marissa Parra, who is live for us in Clearwater, Guad Venegas in Crystal River, Florida, Kathy Park in Charleston, South Carolina. Bill, let me start from you. This newest update just in from the Hurricane Center. It's getting stronger as expected. What's the track looking like?
Yeah, 20 to 25 miles shift to the west. And we're getting to the point now where we're really going to focus on where that eye is going to make landfall, where the most destructive winds are going to hit, and also just to the right of that, that's where that possible 10 to 15-foot storm surge is going to occur. So the people, about 250,000 people in the Tallahassee area, just saw this forecast, and they're just going, ugh. Like, stop making it closer to us, because ever since yesterday, it just keeps ticking closer to the Tallahassee area. And right now, it's actually pointed more towards Perry, Florida, that would go right through the eye if it maintains this current path. So you can see this black line. This is where it has traveled so far. It's wiggled a little bit, but roughly due north. And that's the movement at 16 miles per hour. It's about 200 miles away from Tampa right now to the southwest. It's going to make its closest approach to Tampa over the next 6 hours. So the west coast of Florida, squally weather, chance of isolated tornadoes. You're heading towards low tide, so that's great. The water level should be dropping after earlier high tide. Tomorrow morning at about 4 a.m. or so is when you'll roughly see your highest water levels with this storm. But there'll be nothing compared to what's going to happen near the landfall. So here's the new forecast path from the Hurricane Center. It was right about here. And that's that 20 to 25 mile shift to the west over the top of Perry. And Tallahassee is kind of close to that cone. As of now, Tallahassee would be on the, what we'd call, quote unquote, the weaker side of the storm. The dirtier, stronger side would be all through the Gainesville area, Cross City to Perry, possibly Valdosta too here. So that's the areas that we're going to worry about extreme wind damage, with power out for weeks. There's a lot of trees through this region here. If you've ever driven that drive from Tallahassee to Jacksonville, you go through forests. And so this is just going to cut down just rows of trees, miles of trees. And then the storm will be a tropical storm going through southern Georgia and South Carolina, finally exiting Thursday afternoon at this time. So 48 hours of this mess. Here's our computer models. Here's the new forecast track from the Hurricane Center, that black line. Notice that a bunch of them are kind of close to it. So that's why we're still targeting the Big Bend area. Does not look like this is heading for Apalachicola. Tallahassee, you're kind of close to a couple of these lines, but, we're only 12 to 14 hours away from this thing making landfall. So, usually you don't see big shifts this close to landfall. And here's the forecast that has been adjusted a little bit. You'll notice now this 10 to 15 foot does make the curve around the bend because of that shift westwards. We haven't really changed a lot here. We're still going to see the water piling up. I mentioned the highest water totals, highest water levels in the Tampa Bay area, Pinellas County, will be about 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then we'll watch this area from about 4 to about 8 a.m. that's when Cedar Key, whatever damage is going to be done there, and that still could be bad, will happen early tomorrow morning after sunrise. Peak winds still about 95 to about probably, if this gets up to, say, strong Category 3, we could see some gusts of 140 to 150 near landfall. So, Hallie, the biggest news is that slight shift to the west. That means slightly weaker winds for the west coast of Florida, but it doesn't change the storm surge at all. That's pretty much etched in stone already. That water is already moving and heading towards the coast.
So 2 big questions, Bill, thank you. We're going to talk about with our reporters who are live on the ground. Guad Venegas, let me start with you there in Crystal City. I believe you're right there in the Big Bend of Florida. I can hear the rain. We can see it. Tell me what you're seeing.
Hallie, we just got the first rain of the day. Bill was talking about Perry, Florida. So we are southeast of Perry, about 100 miles southeast of Perry, Florida. And you can, of course, hear that rain. And there's 2 things we're surrounded by here, Hallie: water and trees. And we've been hearing the governor talk about these winds and the possibility of the storm knocking down a lot of these trees, and also the storm surge. Now, they're talking about a storm surge that could be as high as 12 or more feet. This area, as you can see behind me, there's water everywhere. This is an area where a lot of people ride their boats up to their properties. Now, the people that operate a hotel just next to me tell me that if they see a surge of more than 6 feet here, then the water is going to start going into these properties. So after 6 or 7 feet, there's nothing they can do to stop the water from going into hotels, into houses. They prepared as best as possible. Now, I should say, this is in the evacuation zone. This is a mandatory evacuation zone, a Zone A. The state of Florida has these zones that are predetermined, and this is one of those where people got the alert earlier today saying there was a mandatory evacuation. We did speak to some residents, Hallie, just a few hours ago, who told us they were going to ride it out. They're a little further inland from us, and they were hoping that if there is a surge, it doesn't affect them as much as, of course, these properties you're seeing behind me. And I don't know if you can hear it or see it on camera, but the wind just picked up, and now it is heavy rainfall here as we wait for the storm to make its way towards us, Hallie.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.